Hello and welcome to the Security Middle East magazine's next installment of our webinars. My name is Daniel Norman. I'm the Regional Director at the ISF, the Information Security Forum, across Europe, Middle East and Africa, and Chairperson for the Security Middle East webinars. I'm joined this afternoon, by Mohammed Hadia, who is the Managing Director at Limitless Technologies. And I'm very excited to hear the presentation today about smart parking management solutions in the region. Mohammed is a very distinguished professional in the realm of technology, project management, and strategic leadership. And I certainly think, from having experienced poor traffic management and parking management in the Middle East, I'm certain that this is a solution that will be intriguing for a number of our audience members as well. So as always, if anyone has any questions, please do add them to the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We will be spending about half an hour, 40 minutes on a presentation that will be run by Mohammed, and perhaps an overview of the tool, the application as well. And we will save about 10-15 minutes towards the end of the presentation to cover those questions. So if we don't answer them immediately, rest assured we'll get to them towards the end. But it's my pleasure to introduce Mohammed. So Mohammed, over to you. Feel free to jump in.
Thank you, Dan, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for registering for the webinar. We'll start with a small presentation about the limitless parking solution, and then we'll follow with a live demo for our dashboard and over to the Q&As. So the future of parking management, as limitless parking is recently introduced in the region, we are thinking about 4 pillars for the future of parking management systems. It should be a ticketless parking, cashless, and serverless, with the mobile application to start the engagement process with the parkers and the operators. So at Limitless Parking, we are on a mission to transform the way people park. Our passion lies in creating smart, sustainable, and seamless parking solution to drive convenience, efficiency, and peace of mind for both individual and businesses. With cutting-edge technology and dedication to innovation, we are redefining the parking future. So what is the difference between traditional parking systems and ticketless systems along with limitless system? So in ticketing process, you can see all the parkings have ticket machines. Users need to stop on the parking, getting their ticket, and then you allow them to enter the parking. When they are leaving, they must use this ticket to pay. And this is absolutely not convenience for the parkers. Every time you need to stop them, it costs us a lot of seconds, and it bottlenecks the entry of the parking. Traditional parking is never convenience. Sometimes they lose the ticket, and all the ticket get damaged, not being reading on the machine, and it causes another physical requirement, and payments cannot be made if the ticket is not sufficient. Traditional system can always create bottlenecks at entry and exit points, especially during peak hours. Ticketless systems and limitless systems are generally more efficient because we are depending on the number plate. So vehicles are moving much faster than the ticket. In terms of cost, traditional systems always require heavy installation and maintenance, because you need to install ticket dispensers, pay station, validation equipments, and the cost for the tickets itself is costing too much. On ticketless system, you have maybe having a higher upfront installation cost because it's a new technology, but this can be more cost effective in the long run when you remove the equipment maintenance and the need for paper tickets. In terms of security, traditional systems can always be under the frauds, because tickets can be exchanged between cars or between parkers, and someone can always exit without paying. On ticketless systems with advanced technologies, license plate recognition is generally more secure, especially in this region where we have a very high accuracy of the number plate recognition on the systems which is currently available in the market, and this can always deter the fraudulent activities and be more efficient. Data collections, tradition systems always having limited in data capabilities and usually limited to time of entry and time of exits, and you can hardly find and understand repeated visits to your parking or VIP customers or high buyers, because it's all depending on tickets. On the ticketless systems and limitless system, we always link these activities with number plates, and you can easily understand how many frequent users coming to you, what is the frequent license plates arriving to your parking. And we have recently introduced also the make and number and models, so you can understand how many high value customers coming to you with luxury cars, and do the full analysis on the platform. Environmental impacts, always tradition systems is higher on significant amount of paper waste due to the tickets, because you need to take the tickets, dispense it, shred it, and then you need to dispose those tickets. Ticketless systems is mostly efficient in environmental impacts because there is no tickets. It all runs on a digital platform, so it's more friendly. And we are in a mission to reduce and eliminate the need of paper tickets. In terms of maintenance, tradition systems always require ongoing maintenance, cleaning, ticket dispensers, a lot of mechanical failure because there is too many equipment on site. However, on the ticketless systems, when it's well maintained, it can be more reliable and less maintenance, and in addition to that, it causes you less on the AMC cost. In summary, ticketless parking offer advantage in terms of convenience, efficiency, and cost effective. In terms of data collection, you cannot compare both tradition and ticketless system. The choice is always depends on two factors, like initial investments, budgets, and the level of automation required, and the specific needs of parking facilities. Why you need to choose limitless parking system? First, it is the latest innovative solution now in the market for parking management. We use the latest advantage technology to bring you a state-of-the-art solution. The system are designed to streamline parking process, reducing waiting time and the congestion in the parking. We are committed to reduce environmental impact by promoting eco-friendly parking practices. Your satisfaction is our priority, and your users, we are always customer-centric focused, and we continuously to enhance your parking experience. We ensure the safety and security for vehicles and personal information along in our platform. How it works, our parking infrastructure is simple. We don't require any servers on site. What you need is on site is the AMPR camera and the barrier, or you can work on semi-free flow. You can remove the barrier on the entry. You can have only camera, and having barrier on the exit only stops people who did not pay or the cars were with an open balances, and that can speed up the exit process for the parking. We only require internet connection, so we take directly the feeds from the AMPR cameras and goes to our cloud servers. Every logic is in the cloud. You can provision your parking system with us in less than 1 day if the cameras and the barriers are already existing on site. Moreover, we are not linked to a single camera provider. We are integrated with more than 7 to 8 AMPR cameras provider whom is available currently on the region. So whatever current infrastructure on site, we are utilizing it without the need for you to change any component if you have it on site. Similar to the cameras, barriers are, we are working with mostly 90% of the existing barriers providers. You don't need to replace your existing barrier if it will be compatible with the system. And that eliminates the need for additional costs for you to move to a new solution. So autonomous system, we don't require manpower on site or cashier on the exits or people to collect and sort the solutions. There is no, it's a completely cloud managed and autonomous system. Even on the last storm in Dubai, the system did not stop, while most of the traditional systems have got issues on site. Quick and easy access methods, because nothing is stopping the parkers. Improve the controls. We know each and every number plate comes to your building. We can link this with categories like employees, subscribers, contractors, and that gives you more detailed reports for the parking control. And because nothing is related to equipment, so we are guaranteeing for you it will work day and night without a stop, as far as we have an internet and backup internet connection to run the system. So our advantages, vendor agnostic, limitless parking solution work with any barrier and can integrate with any MBR camera. So this enables us to retrofit any existing systems installed. So we save your current infrastructure cost. No need to replace it, because we will be integrating with any of the existing infrastructure. We are a cloud board. We don't provide any local servers on the premise or similar to others. They just host their physical servers on a cloud and call it a cloud server. Our systems are designed from the beginning to be on a cloud and runs only on cloud. Our performance from the time the car arrives to the parking until we open the gate, it's below 1.5 seconds, which is the fastest in the region, comparing with other providers who can provide up to 3 or 4 seconds to open. So we save you 50% of the waiting time to open and close barriers. Secured by design, we are not using any Windows applications or open communication. Everything is secured through VPN connections to our cloud. Guaranteed 24/7. Our operation, our systems are replicated across multiple cloud clusters. So you don't need to do any backups on site. We keep the data for you beyond 10 years and always available on web access for you. Digital payments, since we are not accepting any cash payments on site and only runs on digital payments, either mobile app registration, which allows seamless access to parkers, or QR codes on site where people can scan and enter the number plate and go. So that's also streamlines the payment and ensures your parking payments comes to your bank account on the next day morning without the need to have people doing a reconciliation for machines payments or manual payments. Mobile enabled, so we are providing everything on mobile. So customer application where your visitors can download this and register their plate number along with a credit card, where the payments can be seamlessly at the time they arrive and go. We provide a cashier, we provide a operator park application where this allows parking operators to run all the process of adding to white list, adding to black list, checking how many visitors, getting all the reports, and act as an operator without the need to have POS machines or computers on site or building a place for someone to stay in. And by default, we are a multi-client. So we are supplying any number of buildings and unlimited number of gates under a single subscription. So there is no limit. If you have multiple parking in multiple locations, this can be runs and integrates into one single subscription. There is no need to keep paying for licenses for each site. So we use your subscription to allow the number of buildings. This means if you have 10 buildings, you can have only one subscription, and all the buildings will be integrated into a single parking platform. So this was a short presentation about what limitless parking is, and we'll move now to a live dashboard where we can show you one of the live sites. So after registering and having a username and password, the system starts from the location of the parking, so you can have a map showing all the parking locations. If you have multiple buildings, it would show all the buildings. You can select one or you can select many. You can have a default parking where every time you access, you see this parking space. So the dashboard, you have a real-time information as of the time you enter the dashboard. You can have a monitoring for your system. You can understand how many gates is online, how many gates is offline, cameras reporting, and all is managed through real-time communication with the site. You can understand how many entries and how many exits in your parking. We also provide visitors a breakdown, so you can understand how many percentage of Dubai cars and percentage of Abu Dhabi cars and Sharjah cars and so on. So if you have multiple plates differently in each country, we can show you the breakdown of this place number. And you have a graph showing you the entries and exits versus each other, and you can understand the peak time for your parking. We provide a full analytic model, so it's built on our own cloud. You don't have to do the analytic by yourself. So we give you insights on the dwell time, what is the average dwell time on site. We give you an aggregated count monthly for the parking, how many exits, how many entrances per year, per month, and per day. We classify them into entrances, so you can see the distribution per hour, how many cars enters for every hour, along with exits as well. And you can have this times being selected either per day, per month, per multiple months, per complete period, and you can see how fast is the response of getting the information from the cloud system. All the billing modules is integrated by default. We just need you to select what payments method you want and how the payments will be running and what tariffs is, and the system will provide you a complete details up to even the processing fees of the credit cards or the QR code payments gateway. On the billing, we are already integrated with multiple gateways, payments gateways in the region. So there is no need for you to buy units from the bank or doing an integration from your side. We collect the payment on your behalf and we transfer it every 24 hours directly to your bank accounts. You can understand the repeated visits. You can get a report of, let's say, so you can understand how many repeated visits these cars are coming 64 times a month, and then you can decide whether to include a loyalty for them, allowing them for one free parking if they achieve certain number of visits. On the trip histories, you get the list, which you're supposed to get the number of tickets, but here you get the plate number, the state, from where it enters, where it exits, the bill values, the arrival time, and the departure time, along with the dwell time per minute or hour. This will allow you to understand the parking operation and how people are using the parking. And here you can have the list of the active gates and what is the last time this gate has been reporting an AMBR reading for you. And that's allow you even to take more informed decisions if you need to transfer people to certain gates or you need to allow certain access at certain time. This is all can be get it from the reports and the live dashboard. You can get the raw data as well. So all the cars, we register it with the picture of the plate only. We don't get the car picture. Due to privacy issues, we don't get human pictures on the platform. So you get the plate number and you get the timestamp. You can configure the parking fees the way you want. So this is all flexible configuration based on the parking. So as soon as you subscribe or send us your inquiry, we send you a form. You can fill this form, including the parking fees, how you would like us to configure it for you, and this all is part from the provision. You can have different prices for every day. You can have different prices for an hour. It's all fully customizable. We also provide a reserved parking option as part from the platform. So whoever have the mobile application being downloaded and registered, they can also reserve parking before they arrive. And you can configure the reserved parking fees from the system. So you can say 100 dirhams for people who will reserve, and you can have either dedicated nested areas for them, or you allow them to come and park in a designated areas. Here where you can add sites or locations, you can add as many as you want. You add the site, add the logo for that site, put the site name, currency which you run. We are supporting all the currencies. So as far as you put the 3 international code for the currencies, the site will be configured. Time zone, where those sites are located. We have international customers where they have locations across the world. So every site is having its own time zone and its own currency, which all is running. And we choose the location for the site. So from the site is automatically pinned on the customer map. You can create as many users as you want. You can define as many roles, accountant, administrator, cashiers, operation managers, parking operators, security operators, super admins, and all the roles are already customized. We can create roles and define what this role will do on the system. You can add a permanent people to whitelist, like staff. Staff will need to use the parking, employees will need to use the parking without payment. So you can use the whitelist to add those ones, and you can define even an expiry date or leave it open. So and you can have a comments where those people, why those people have been added to the whitelist. So that's it from our side on the system, and I think we can move to get your questions and answer it.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed, for that presentation of the application there. I can see quite a number of questions actually in the Q&A panel that I'd like to get to. I'll start with the top one from one of our attendees named Saad. He says, what are the pros and cons of cloud-based parking management systems compared to traditional on-premise solutions?
Okay, so everything have its own pros and cons, of course. So on the cloud, the pros is faster on implementation time. There is no, because all the logics are already built in the cloud, there is no need to build servers on site and spend number of days configuring those servers. The cons for the cloud systems is you always need an internet connection. So that is the only cons. Cost-wise, mostly cloud servers now is or cloud-based servers systems are now cheaper than on-premise service. Third thing is if you subscribe to a cloud service and you don't like it, you can disconnect your system and you can cancel your subscription. But if you purchase a traditional system and it doesn't work, you stick with it forever, because the investments have been made and you cannot take it out from the system. And that's, I think, the case of most of the existing people who's thinking how we can replace those systems. We already made that investments. And that's why when we start building our platform, we made it a vendor agnostic and allows us to take over the current equipment on sites, get rid of the ticket machines because you don't need it, and then provide the system. Tradition systems, you need a physical server on site. Normally, those servers will be implemented once and will never be upgraded. You will have a security issues to secure those ones. You can't run mobile application for your users if you are running a tradition system, because mostly it is inside a closed network. And to expose this, you will need teams to run your security and allow the access to this one. And that's why the easiest way is just keep it as is. System upgrades. Uh, if you are in a cloud system and we have features being developed for other clients, by default, these features are inherited to your subscription. So if Muhammad have a new feature required in his parking, and then we require this feature, then also have another feature, when these features got released, it affects all the people. So you get always upgraded features on the cloud platform, comparing with a traditional system, which will be built once and runs as is. Maintenance cost itself. Now, if you see the cloud systems, there is no annual maintenance contracts. There is a subscription-based contract. So as far as you are paying your subscription, you are utilizing the system and you have everything in hand. Traditional system always required annual maintenance contracts to be signed. People comes to clean the machines, checking the mechanical boards and all of this. And this is one of the most cons on the tradition system. I hope this is a good answer for the question.
No, wonderful. Thank you, Mohammed. I think you've very articulately touched upon the sort of the scalability and the cost effectiveness of cloud solutions there. There's another question in the chat, but I think I might expand on that question a little bit further. And it's regarding the limitless ticketless parking integration. Actually, perhaps could you expand, because I know you referred to your integration ability within the presentation, but the question that I see from Constantine is essentially asking, can you integrate into other systems that are already in place? For example, if they're running bespoke events or concerts and things like that. Could you expand a little bit on the integration capabilities, please?
Yeah, if I understand Constantine questions, yes, we can integrate to any existing infrastructure. So if you have a particular event areas and this needs to be run and you have your barriers already in there, yes, we can integrate and we run. We also have a full customized business process for our clients. We understand not all the clients having similar business process for their parking. And that's why when limitless parking will be introduced as subscription for the clients, we tailor all the business requirement as per the client needs. So someone will come and say, I need the overnight fees to be imposed in addition to all the hours where they have stayed in the park.
Yeah.
Or someone will say, I need fines to be imposed on these people if they exceed the allowed number of hours. And we can also operate on, as he wants, a crowd control barrier. So you can say, I need to operate these barriers on a certain limits without parking. Like these barriers need to open in case X number of cars are passed through. and those barriers need to stop so we can manage the parking flow on the barriers, not only the entries and exits of the parking.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, 'cause I suppose there's other elements of the entire ecosystem that need to be considered when implementing a solution such as yours.
Yeah.
Following on from the integration question there, someone has asked a question regarding the security measures that are implemented in your system to both protect user data, payment details, and to prevent unauthorized access, essentially ensuring the safety of the parking facilities in general. Could you elaborate a little bit on the safety features of your product and service?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, we'll take it like one by one, I think. So we from the beginning, the complete access control is already part from the package for the clients. So we can allow a certain number of plates to access the parking, or we can mitigate those by using the blacklist. So let's assume Dan have a list of car plates where they understand those people are always making troubles when they arrive. We can load this to our blacklist on the system, and when those people arrive, the configuration can be either allow them and notify the security that these people have arrived to the parking, or block them from entry. So whenever they arrive to the entry, barriers will not open. So this to ensure that people are being filtering if that is a requirement for the client on the parking. Second thing is payment security. We understand people will have to use their credit cards or register their credit cards on the mobile application. So all our payments gateway are PCIe certified payment gateways. We don't store credit card details on Limitless system because this is directly being stored on the payment gateway. That ensures that people financial data are 100% secured and not being transferred to our system, or even the mobile app doesn't cache this information. Systems security, all the subscription are runs through HTTPS channels, and no one can access the system without being provisioned through Limitless parking team. Usernames and passwords are completely secured. In addition, we have two other models runs in the UAE. We can allow UAE bus integration on the access of the users or the parking operators, so they make sure that their data is not being exposed to others, and every organization are being protected from each other. So most of the people say, if I have my data on the cloud, then others can see it. That's not the case. We provision organization for every client, and the organization are completely sealed. No other organization can share the same database with in our system. So this is in terms of how we secure the information. And the only thing the data has been inherits to other when you have one subscription with multiple buildings. That's where the database is runs, because we consider it as a single organization. Users and operators can always be configured to see one site under an organization, or multiple sites, or a selective of sites, because this is part from the entire security part. And the system is currently ongoing under the ISO 27001 certification. And once this is happening, the system will be secured by third party as well.
Okay, wonderful. Now, you can probably see we've got quite a number of questions about the subscription model at Limitless Technologies. Is that something you could perhaps give an overview of now, or maybe we could point the audience towards your email or maybe even the website to explore that?
Yeah, we can answer, and we can always see as it. So in terms of subscription, you can have a yearly subscription, pay it yearly in advance, where you can get a discounts, or pay it in quarterly. So this is where the subscription model is currently. The subscription will allow you to have an organization provision, so unlimited number of buildings and unlimited number of gates. Uh, before giving you a subscription, we always send you a form to be completed. So we need to understand the landscape of the client. So if a client have a single parking or multiple parkings, and if the client have a potential addition future developments for parkings, so all the details on the form. And those form, when it's been filled, the system automatically calculates the subscription fees for the client. And this is the current subscription model. There is other models which we also running on the region, where we do a revenue share model. So you have a parking and you need to move to Limitless systems, but you don't need to pay the investments of the hardware and so on. So where Limitless will come, invest, co-share the investments with the parking operator. We put all the equipment. You don't need to pay any subscription fees for it. And we agree on a percentage of revenue split. So this means you can also have Limitless system runs on your premises free, and you just collect payment. If you are running on a revenue share model with Limitless, this means you don't need to pay any AMCs, you don't need to pay any maintenance cost, you don't need to purchase any equipment. So because everything will be provided by Limitless, and we agreed on the share percentage between us and the parking operator.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I can see one final question that's quite an interesting one, because a lot of the audience members here will probably be thinking, how do I develop or build a business case for something like this? And you've touched upon the value proposition in terms of operationalizing a lot of the processes, automation, flexibility. Could you perhaps provide an example of a successful business case and the implementation of your system with a client? Of course, anonymized, but maybe just a high-level outline of what was the business driver and what were the core benefits of working with yourselves.
Okay, so we always sign an NDA with the client, so we can't provide names on this ones. But we have one of the major examples is small shopping mall here in the region, where the parking was actually free. They was not thinking about monetizing this parking areas. And on the discussion, we said we always build a TCO for our clients. So let's say you have an area where you don't know whether this area will be feasible for a parking to convert it to a paid parking or no. And you are afraid from going to purchase equipment or run a subscription, and then you get nothing at the end, because it might be a case for some of the clients. What we do always for this one is we build the TCO models for them. We send our team, we install cameras without barriers for a month, and we collect the data from this area and share this data daily, weekly, monthly with the client, without any commitment from him to us or us back to him. And when we have the right number for a month or two, then we sit with the client, agreed with the numbers, and agree also on what will be the beneficial cost model. Because you can see in the region, some people, like the airport, at the time you enter, you need to pay. They don't give you any free hours or minutes, right? So you enter to the airport space, you have to pay for it. Whether if you go to another shopping mall, you find him giving you a free hours, 4 hours free. and another shopping mall or another area giving you only 1 hour free, right? This 1 hour or 4 hours or 0 hours, we can determine from the data we are getting what is the dwell time on this area. So if we see like the dwell time is 34 minutes, 35 minutes, right? Then it won't be cost beneficial for the client to do it on 1 hour free, because at this time he will not collect anything, right? But if you can see like the dwell time up to 3 hours, then the 1 hour free or 2 hours free will not be differentiated in the cost, because anyway the dwell time is high, and he can provide this 1 hour free as attraction to the customers to stay in the park. And then we start building the cost model on the second hour or the third hour. We also have another use case where areas with memberships or gyms, right? When you have a building including a gym, always the gym members having an issue, because they either stay too long in the gym beyond the 2 hours, and then they don't need to pay because they are already subscribed with the gym, or different use cases. So in this part, we have a special package for areas with gym, because we can integrate with the gym system, transfer the membership, and allow them based on an agreement with the clients on like 10 or 15 visits will be free, then the other visits will be paid. And we can control this by linking the membership along with the plate number. So this is another one. And we can also go in deeper for another business cases or use cases currently running, but it will be individually. So we can receive the email from whoever interested for this one, and then we can get special approval from the clients, and we go for a site visit lively so they can see the actual system running.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I think we're out of time for questions here, Mohammed, but there's been a real plethora, spectrum of topics that we've covered today. So I'd like to thank you very much for your presentation and for your honesty with the questions. And of course, thank the audience for attending the most recent installment of the Security Middle East magazine. Any final comments from your side, Mohammed, before we close?
I really need to thank the audience whom gave us their time, and we hope that we covered mostly of their questions. And of course, anyone who needs additional information, they can always send us a direct email, and we will be ready to answer it.
Wonderful, thank you. And of course, we look forward to seeing everyone next time at the next Security Middle East magazine webinar. So thank you for attending, and we hope to see you all very soon.